Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are going to take it back to the historic ranked ladder. I pretty much played no ranked last month. Still dealing with some medical issues, so just didn't feel like adding ranked stress to it. But I'm going to try to get out of gold because we're top tier gamers this month with the ladder reset. And historic best of one's really prominent in terms of wizards right now. When we did the metagame video, they're between 20 and 30% of the meta. So I think shifting from time to time to a deck that's well suited against it, and I want to try out blue-white control. Took the shell from Mistman, reconfigured it for best of one. So what that means is just like more copies of Divine Purge. Mistman didn't have Wandering Emperor, but I like having access to the Emperor in best of one. Gives you kind of a catch-all removal spell. With like the Exile, the life gain can be relevant. Just a little bit more interaction with the 1 mana slot, Fragment Reality, March of the Whirly Light. And then I know Mistman's not really fond of Column, but I like it in this format. It's an uncounterable threat, can tap down, cycles for itself, and it kind of presents a body that, especially with flying, is good against the Wizards deck. In this version, I trimmed down a Supreme Verdict and trying out another Dream Trawler. I may still want the Verdict, but I do like the life gain that Dream Trawler presents. The One Ring's a little interesting. I've seen some lists, more likely Jeskai running the One Ring. I think the One Ring is better in the Jeskai list just because you have access to Lightning Helix. But I really think like Divine Purge is really good. Change the equation. I'm actually inclined to maybe go to like 3-3. We're going to see how the games go. Reprieve isn't that great against very like cheap decks. So like Wizards, stuff like that. You're not really time walking them in the same manner, but we'll give this a shot, see how it plays. Your main win conditions, Snapcaster Mage, Wandering Emperor, Teferi, Columns, Dream Trawlers, Halls, or Castle Arden Vales. We'll give this a shot, see how it feels in the format. I am in gold, so it's like, I have no clue really what we're playing. I was between getting Spider-Man for PS5 and then just everything going on. I just didn't feel like playing ranked, so we are gold tier basement. I finished plat 3 the first time in 3 years maybe that I didn't finish mythic, but prioritizing health, so we'll give this a shot. Gold is kind of anything goes. I think this is where you're gonna find your shrines players and stuff like that, so hopefully we could annoy some people with blue-white control. So Jangantha likely suggests Wizards. I think we're okay here. We'll see how this plays out. If they have a very aggressive Wizard start, they don't, so that's fine. Okay, Dread Horde. I think here the plays counter whatever spell they have. We'll draw the card. That's actually an interesting one, and I think this is worth fighting over. They might be missing a land. They do have the land. So we can steal their Soulscar Mage, which is a line. I could counter their play, which is another line. And I can kill this. So I think, because they're incentivized to play stuff out pre-combat. Because then next turn I have like March available. I can use the Soulscar Mage to block. And if they're using Burn to kill the Soulscar Mage, then it's fine there. Okay, so they go Expressive into Expressive. So we're gonna let that resolve. Let them make their decision here. Okay, so they top here. I'm gonna steal you. And naturally we draw Divine Purge, which is annoying, but I think we're okay. So I have some options here. I have access to March. I have access to change the equation. I think we're just going to go tap lined here. Say go. I feel like if I could get Dream Trawler down, we're in a really good spot. I think this is worth fighting for. Again, just that's actually their third expressive, so depending on the list, they either play 3 or 4. But cutting them off the card advantage is beneficial here. Misty Balmor. So I'm probably going to Divine Purge here. That's even better. The Purge gives him the spell back this way. I could shock this in. It's not great though. They do get to expressive here, so they get some nice value. We do want to keep this for Den then. And I think here, I'm just going to play this out. It gives me option to do it for 2 if they have like another effect. They might choose to just do Den here. They go Dreadhorde here. Weird, it auto casts it for you now. So we'll hold this in hand. They would need multiple spells here. You see Dreadhorde come back. And now we should be able to just run away with this. We also have Hall going, which is nice. And then I can also Kalim to tap down Dreadhorde. Okay, Sage come down. So I'm going to tap down the Dreadhorde. While the Symmetry Sage can get through some damage, I'm preventing them from casting Expressive Iteration again. And that's what I like about Kalim there. Like, it's going to cycle, taps down, and it starts getting me this clock in terms of another win condition. I'm gaining 4 to 5 life a turn with the Dream Trawler, so I also get that utility. So even if they're hitting me for 6 to 9 a turn, I'm gaining back at least half of that while pressuring them. And then based on their like attack that turn, I also have the Hall. So just a lot of factors working for us in that manner. The important thing, like, just take it slow. You'll win the long game, just controlling their board. So we go first. We will keep this. And I think in the dark, I'm going to keep Jawari as a spell. Okay, opponent's mulliganing. Could be like Dredge. Dredge's actually an interesting one. Like Divine Purge is something we need to hit, or Farewell. But they can definitely outpace us. I'm gonna lead with that. Now, normally you want to go blue, blue, blue. But I think, so they're probably Dread. I think that's worth countering. It's iffy. That's actually perfect. I think we just go blue here. I like having March up. I can exile something. Get Glimpse. Ah, so they are the Storm Herald variant. So we need to be mindful of Acta Negation here. They've shown at least a copy of it. I think if we could find Farewell here, it'll be good. I think it's just March and the land. So in this matchup, our life total doesn't really matter because we're either dead or we're not dead. What they do is they reanimate with Unearth, the Storm Herald, put a bunch of things on it, and try to win that way. Having 2 marches is useful. So I forgot about the ward. I think here we're just gonna do this as a blocker. So that's my mistake for not having played against this deck before. This is gonna get exiled at the end of turn. And then Kalim is really good here. So notably, they can't Pact a Negation the Kalim. We have Gaze. So we've seen all the Stormies there. Ooh, Archmage Charm's also really good. They only have 1 Ancestral Mask. So I shock there because I can Memory Deluge if they don't do anything. They might be setting up here to have the Pact of Negation. But also their yard's not great, so if I can hit Farewell, then pretty much GG. Farewell. And we'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They actually can't pay Pact of Negation, so 6 mana Tormod's Crypt. So even with Pact here, they die to the upkeep trigger. Doing that now actually has utility. Also, Field of Ruin, I don't think they play basics. So we can start taking them off. But we have a lot of utility here. Prodigious Growth. Three storms. That's fine. This is all like fluff. We just have to counter the unearth. One, two, three, four, five, yeah. So we'll do this on their end step, just maximize the amount. They found the Storm Herald. We have so many answers for it, and that's their last one. So they actually can't win once we kill that. Hello. Who would have thought Mono Red Joe is leaving up? Sure. We're just gonna start strip mining them. I think maybe I'm just gonna flash in this Emperor at this point. I have so much exile. They can cast something from the graveyard. There are 22 cards left. Oh. That almost was bad. Almost strip mine myself. You have an upkeep stop on me.
We must protect the people.
Try to find a land here.
You know what? I'm not done.
So they do have to like tap down mana for this. But even with this, I have some blockers right now. This will give trample +7. That'll give like, +4. Two packs were. So, nice little thing with Untapped. We can see what they've used. So 3 Unearths are gone. And 3 Packs of Negation are gone. We've seen all 4 Storm Heralds, so. Bye, friend. They lose to their pack trigger. We had Kalam, we had so many answers there. And the thing is, like, they're doing all that and it wasn't even going to be lethal. Alrighty. Took down Wizards, took down combo. That combo's pretty solid. Like, if you're not prepared for it. It's very linear. It does get hated out. Like, Farewell put him pretty far behind. Even with us misplaying a bit, but thankfully their, like, combo turn wasn't that great. We go first, and this hand is a keep. No Allosaurus. Okay, Monogreen Devotion should be pretty reasonable. Oh, so we are... I think here... I'm just gonna get Callum going, because I do want to hit a land here, I think. And then I think Divine Purge here sets them back quite a bit. They could go like Karn or something. They go Kiora here. So notably this comes into play tapped as well, which isn't great, but I have both Archmage Charm. I got a lot of mana here.
The ocean surges, life thrives.
Warrant collects. We have a couple options. I think with Vorin collects, I am going to counter it. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Because this gets rid of all this. Like 5 mana for Mana Dork now. This does kind of slow them down. They could like Nykthos, but they don't get to untap with Nykthos and generate that extra mana. 3. I think they're 1 short of the storm. I need to have the counter spell up. These make it a lot tougher.
Let's get moving.
Cavalier of Thorns. Do you think we have to counter that? I'm in a tough spot though. I need to hit the Farewell. They have Storm here, it's kind of bad. They're just doing that, it's great. I'm happy with that, but obviously Kiora is drawing him a bunch of cards. Well, Divine Purge 3 is also nice. takes him off a whole bunch of devotion. Fortunately, this is non-land permanent, so I can't tap down there.
Shelter in my stewardship. I love to make a splash.
A lot of mana here. We've already used all our purges, so Snapcaster could be reasonable. Kiora has done a ton of work. Just drawing cards each time is really kind of putting me behind.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Really interesting with Nissa just prioritizing not animating the land. And we have all. I think I have to get rid of Old Growth Troll now. It puts me shields down, but it takes them off some devotion. Mind you, they I don't have interaction. That's partially the reason why. Like, I could have probably tried to cycle this, but I'm too far behind at that point. And at this point, they're 2/3 through their deck. They should find a Karn or Storm the Festival. Okay, if we continue with that, it's good for us. Just like playing stupid creatures. I have 1 Verdict left, 4 Snapcasters, all would be reasonable. So they could Nissa the Nykthos, Kiora the Forest.
I'm never done for good. One drop ripples and grows.
And then just play out a whole bunch of stuff here. 11 mana. Snapcaster. Snapcaster. Another Kiora.
Drywalker, something truly sets the ocean surges, life thrives.
Karn.
You will not threaten this.
Yeah, with statue I'm probably dead. Because even now... Let's just see. We hit farewell. I'm just dead. They can get enough going. Mono Green's gonna do that to you sometimes. While we had the purges, we kind of stumbled on mana, and I was forced in like awkward kind of timing in terms of like, do we counter this or not? The key kind of came down to that turn, Divine Purging or holding up the counter. I still think it's right to Divine Purge there. They had 3 mana dorks. You set them back quite a bit. The Kiora into the 3-drop kind of hurt afterwards. Opponent goes first, Jengantha, so that means they're wizards. We have 2... I think we're fine with this hand. A lot of interaction. We obviously need to hit another land. But Reprieve should hopefully help. Even just to set him back a turn. I also have changed the equation. Soulscar Mage is a lot less threatening than Oh, that's a very slow start for them. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So here, if they play a spell, I'll send it back to hand. If they play a creature, we let it resolve. And then we just Divine Purge. If they give the Symmetry Sage haste, then I'll change the equation. I could reprieve here. I think we just take the damage here. Could be Wizard's Lightning. So if they have like Arcanist and Reckless charge, it's gonna hurt. So Expressive is something that normally I would love to be able to counter. Missed the line drop there hurts, but being able to tempo them, especially if they play one of these creatures. Okay. Not the best land, but it's a land. I think we're in a good spot now. Even just having a bunch of cheap removal. I could just fragment it. How does starting intensity work? I just want to hit line drops here. Do I want to steal their Sage? Probably not. Jeez. Just not drawing lines this game. So we're going to change the equation here. Actually, we're going to Wandering Emperor. I will gladly gain some life. Against wizards, we don't really want to shock, so I'll just play this tapped. We got some options. Having just another Wandering Emperor here, and then the Divine Purge Emperor plays really nicely. And if they choose to use a Static Discharge on my Emperor, I'm fine with it. I think that's fine. here. I am gonna counter. And then I'm gonna use Emperor just to gain some life. Because we could run the risk of getting burnt out.
I am almost set.
And then having Fragment, I'm okay to Teferi here. We're just not drawing lands this game. 18 cards, 5 lands. We have 27 in the deck. Math ain't mathin', but took it down Wizards. Stumbled a bit, but had the answers each step of the way. So tough one against Mono Green, but overall managed to get there. Let me know what you think. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.